Hello, I'm Officer Smith. I stopped you today, man. You got no inspection sticker on your car.
This is my client DJ. He was driving his crappy little farm car to the store to get some feed for the pile of animals he and his wife have at home. But he gets pulled over. Even though the only thing he did wrong was not have an inspection sticker on this crappy little car, he ends up getting arrested, going to jail, and being prosecuted as a drug dealer. How did that happen?
Why are you so shaky?
I'm not shaking from my voice now.
Look at your arm. It's trembling. Is there anything illegal in the car?
No. You got anything illegal in you?
Martinsburg, does the county have a canine working today? Hey, I'm going to tell you what. Mr. Beard, go and step out of the car for me.
Did I commit a crime?
Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Martinsburg, send me another unit. He's refusing to step out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Now this young rookie cop, only out of the academy about 3 months, thinks he's caught some sort of drug kingpin. He ordered a drug dog even before ordering DJ out of his car. Even though DJ never refused to get out of his car, he's yanked out and arrested, put in handcuffs, and put in the back of the police car. From there, he witnesses the scam that these cops are running.
Can we get a canine sniff, please?
Yeah.
The supervisor can see that the dog is not interested and he knows what's coming next. So he turns away so his body cam does not capture what's about to happen. But the rookie doesn't know to turn away and he films it. That's right, even though the dog was not interested in the car, the handler called his attention over, whistled at him, and tapped on the car, then gave the dog a treat when he reacted to the tapping. That's the scam. And the supervisor tells DJ that the dog alerted, but DJ saw what happened.
So the dog gave a positive alert for
I
presence of
saw
drugs
him
in the car?
tap up there, but there's nothing illegal. I've never done drugs in my life.
There's nothing illegal? Okay.
No.
All right. Now it'd be time to tell us if there was.
No, there's definitely not.
Okay.
That was used as the justification to go through all of DJ's stuff. And while doing so, that same supervisor mocked the whole situation while talking to the dog handler, and they both laugh about the scam they just pulled on DJ and about the fact that DJ saw it, and they don't even care.
I said, canine in the car. He's like, yeah, I saw him tap up there. Wait, bitch, shut up.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
No, that's actually not what he said. You may remember I did a video on this about a year ago. I asked, should we file a lawsuit? Well, we did file a lawsuit. Just a few weeks ago, I took the depositions of this officer and also the young arresting rookie officer. And that answered a lot of questions about how this innocent guy got dragged through this whole thing and wrongfully arrested and wrongfully charged. I'll show you what the key violations are, because this could happen to you or someone you love, and you need to understand your rights. You know, fighting for justice often means that I'm on the move, and recently I found myself in a bit of a bind while traveling. Picture this, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. My phone's data roaming is off the charts expensive, and there's no Wi-Fi in sight when I needed to make an important call about a case. That's when I wished I had Saley, the new eSIM service by Nord Security. Let me tell you about my experience. On my last trip, I decided to give Saley a try. Setting it up was a breeze. No more fumbling around with tiny SIM cards or worrying about losing them. I just downloaded the app, chose a plan that fit my travel needs, and within minutes, I was connected. With Saley, you get instant connectivity. No waiting for a SIM card to arrive or standing in line at the airport. You just scan a QR code and boom, you're online. And the best part? You get to keep your number for the regular calls while using Saley for data. Gives you high-speed data, and you can use it from anywhere in the world. Plus, it's perfect for those of us who value privacy and security thanks to Nord Security's expertise. Now, for you watching, here's a special deal. Use my unique link, saley.com/civil, and enter the coupon code CIVIL. The first 5,000 of you will get a 1 gigabyte data plan for free. Yes, free. It's perfect to test out on your next trip or even locally if you're just curious. Be prepared, stay connected, and keep fighting the good fight with peace of mind. Check the description for the link, use the code CIVIL, and join the Saley family. Safe travels, and now let's get back to the video. This stop happened in Martinsburg, West Virginia. A young police officer with the Martinsburg Police Department pulled DJ over in this mattress store parking lot. It was a lawful stop because the crappy little farm car that DJ was driving, in fact, did not have a valid inspection sticker, which is required in West Virginia.
Hello, I'm Officer Smith. I stopped you today, man. You got no inspection sticker on your car.
Yeah, I know. We're working on it.
Okay.
You hear the exhaust?
I do. I got you. You got your license, your registration? Why are you so shaky?
I'm not shaking from my voice now.
Look at your arm. It's trembling.
I don't know.
You have anything illegal in the car?
No. You got anything illegal on you?
Even though this traffic stop right now is completely legal, because there was reasonable suspicion that there was a violation, and that was the lack of a valid inspection sticker. It's still a seizure under the Fourth Amendment, and the Fourth Amendment requires that any seizures be reasonable, both lawful at their inception and also reasonable in relation to the actual purpose of the seizure, the purpose of the stop, the inspection sticker. Here, despite there being a lawful stop, it goes terribly sideways because this young officer immediately pivots from investigating an inspection sticker to all of a sudden a drug investigation. It all seems to have begun with this bizarre question, why is your arm shaking? When it clearly is not shaking, we can see from several views.
Why are you so shaky?
I'm not shaking from my voice now.
Look at your arm. It's trembling. You have anything illegal in the car?
Now, at the officer's deposition, I asked him, what part of Mr. Beard's body did you observe to be shaking? He said specifically his left hand, whereas in the video, he said arm, and he appears to have pointed at the right arm, which is the only possible appendage that could have been shaking.
Look at your arm. It's trembling.
And then he asks him if there's anything illegal in the car. And DJ listened to it. He actually says no, and then asks, do you have anything illegal on you?
You have anything illegal in the car?
No. You got anything illegal on you?
So he answered the question, said he did not have anything illegal, and then he, using sarcasm, criticized the officer for asking him a dumb question. Now, they are allowed to ask questions that are unrelated to the reason for the stop, so long as they're not prolonging the stop or extending the stop with these other unrelated questions.
You have registration insurance on the car?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I need to see
Just run
those.
it because I don't think it's in here. So, I mean, we can check.
Martinsburg, does county have a canine working today?
This is important. Even before the officer ordered DJ out of the car, he called for the drug dog over the radio.
I mean, we can check.
Martinsburg, does county have a canine working today?
That's significant. When I asked the officer at his deposition, what was it about this traffic stop that made you want to order Mr. Beard out of his car? His answer was this: really, I guess the totality of the circumstances. Everything from me seeing his arm being shaky, not wanting to give me his registration, or even attempt to locate it for me. Him searching the glove box made me uncomfortable because I couldn't really see over into the glove box what he was reaching for. But you just saw in the video that DJ never refused to give his registration. He said he didn't think he had the registration, but that he would look for it. Then as he said he would look for it, he opens the glove box clearly to look for it, and he begins to look for it.
You have registration insurance on the car?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I need to see
Just run
those.
it because I don't think it's in here. So, I mean, we can check.
Martinsburg, does county have a canine working today?
So it's not true that he refused to give his registration. He was in the process of looking for his registration, which had been requested. He was trying to comply. Commonly, we keep our registrations in the glove box. But now this officer, after the fact, is claiming that the reason he wanted him out of the car is because DJ was searching around in his glove box, and that was suspicious to him. It made him feel unsafe. Clearly, the video footage does not match up with his sworn testimony.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, Mr. Beard, go and step out of the car for me.
Did I commit a crime?
Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
You
Martinsburg,
can't
send me
open my
another
door.
unit. He's refusing to step out of the car.
You can't
Get out of the
open my
car.
door.
Get out of the car. You're under arrest for obstructing.
Excuse me?
You're under arrest for obstructing. I told you to step out of the car. I told you once.
What crime did I commit?
You don't have to commit a crime for me to have you step out of the car. Give me your other hand.
Hold on, let me put
Give
this
me your
down.
other hand.
What are you doing? You can't just...
Give me your other hand. If you're videotaping, that's fine. I'm videotaping too, man. When I asked you to step out of the car, you're required by law to step out of the vehicle.
If
When
I
asked by
committed
the
a crime.
Negative.
I asked what crime I committed. I'm not allowed to ask what crime I committed.
I told you I stopped you for dead inspection. Well, no inspection, actually.
That's not to pull somebody out of the car with.
You're acting very nervous. You're shaky. It's for my officer's safety. That's why I had you step out of the vehicle.
At all. I got a very hurt horse that I'm getting ready to go take care
Martinsburg,
of.
I'm 95 with him.
This is crazy.
You have any weapons on you?
No, I have no weapon. Just my penknife.
Yeah, I'm scared. Look, man, you turned this into something it didn't need to be, man. All I was doing was asking for your
And I'm just asking. I have nothing to hide.
Okay.
I have nothing to hide at all.
All right, well, I told you what's going on. I stopped you for an inspection sticker.
And that's, I understand
when I asked you to
that,
step
and I'm
out of the car,
I'm totally
you have
okay
to,
with
you
that.
have to step out of the vehicle.
Okay.
You have to step out of the car.
I disagree, but...
I know you may disagree, but that's the law. You get what I'm saying? Spread your feet.
Okay.
All right.
This officer later told the canine handler from the sheriff's department, who subsequently arrived, when he asked him, "What did you arrest him for?" This is what he said.
What did you arrest him for? So I said, step out of the car. I didn't commit a crime. I don't need to step out. Step out of the car. I don't need to step out. Okay, you're under arrest. So, obstructing.
So he tells the canine handler that DJ said twice, "I don't need to step out." No, I don't need to step out of the car. Let's look back at what actually happened.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what. Mr. Beard, go ahead and step out of the car for me.
Did I commit a crime?
Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Martinsburg, send me another unit. He's refusing to step out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. You're under arrest for obstructing.
Let's look at his police report. So this is the narrative that was included in the charging document that is submitted under oath to the court by this officer. And this is what he wrote in that report. Mr. Beard refused to exit the vehicle and told me he did not commit a crime and would not exit the vehicle. But the video shows that DJ did not say that. He questioned the officer's authority, but did not refuse to get out of the vehicle. He was basically yanked out very quickly.
I didn't say that's what crime I committed. That was all.
I can have anybody I want step out of the vehicle. Okay, I'm not doing this with you.
I don't think that's true. But
Okay, well, this is my lieutenant. You feel free to ask me any questions you feel you need to.
I just asked what crime I committed to be taken out of the car. That was all.
I got you. Pennsylvania versus Mim says we don't have to tell you. We can take you out of the car for any reason
I had
whatsoever.
a case law that said not, but that's all I was asking as well. I was asking to be stepped out of the car for
I just provided the case law to you.
for that. That was all.
I'm gonna move this out of your way.
All right, buddy. Walk back to my car.
We see that the key word here that they've been teaching cops is Pennsylvania versus Mims, and they like to use that word. But it's always apparent that they never actually read that case. They never actually learn the case law pertaining to Pennsylvania versus Mims, because Pennsylvania versus Mims only means that this officer can still perform his routine traffic stop, but just with DJ standing outside of his car rather than sitting inside. Whereas the officer in this case appears to have been misusing Pennsylvania versus Mims to engage in a drug investigation where he's pulling the individual out of the car and frisking him. And Pennsylvania versus Mims does not allow for that. So remember, the traffic stop that was supposed to be occurring was for the inspection sticker issue. I asked him at his deposition, at any point, did you actually begin the process of issuing a warning or a citation for the inspection sticker issue? He said, I believe I did. When? When was that? Answer, I believe it was after he was already arrested. So there was no routine traffic stop occurring. He also admitted during his deposition that in a routine traffic stop for an inspection sticker, he would not pull somebody out of the car. He'd get their information and then he'd go back to his car and he'd write the ticket. None of that happened here. But what did happen, and remember I told you this would be important, he had already called for the drug dog prior to ever ordering him out of the car. And it's no wonder that DJ was surprised by this and wondering, well, what crime did I commit that you're ordering me out of the car? He was being suspected for some sort of drug crime and not for any legitimate reason. His police report says that he arrested Mr. Beard first and then he called for the canine. When I confronted him about that at his deposition, he said he admitted that was false. I said, so the part of your report that says you arrested him for obstruction and then you called the canine, that's false? He said, yeah. Yes, sir. That was a mistake, a typing mistake. After discovering that you had made that mistake, did you ever go back and correct the narrative? No, sir. To be truthful, I didn't know that the narrative was inaccurate until, I guess, past when I would be able to go back and fix it. The point is that this is one of the scams that cops run. If you express any criticism of them, or if you question their authority at all to do something, which you have a First Amendment right to do according to the Supreme Court, they are going to retaliate against you. And this is one of the main ways where they can do that. They know that they have this right to get you out of the car during a routine traffic stop. Pennsylvania versus Mims. But they take it to another level that they're not allowed to do. And they do it very quickly. And what happened to DJ happens all the time. If they perceive any disrespect, any pushback, any questioning at all, they go ahead and order you out of the car and then very quickly, physically and forcibly pull you out of the car, really not even giving you an opportunity to refuse or to get out. This is them abusing that Supreme Court holding to, under the guise of officer safety to perform a false arrest. So that's the goal, is either to retaliate against you, we're going to do this the hard way now, or to set up an arrest. Oh yeah, he didn't get, and we can see how that happens because as soon as the other officers arrive, he says, "Oh yeah, well, he repeatedly refused to get out of the car." And on the police report, "Oh, he said I'm not getting out of the car." And thank God the body cam footage shows the truth, and that's why there ended up not being any conviction here because the police report was false. I mean, it had a lie in it. It had a false statement in it. What he said at the scene was false. That was a lie. That did not occur. He was wondering why he was having to get out of the car when he was supposed to be in a traffic stop for an inspection sticker. This man had no chance to get out of his car. This had nothing to do with an inspection sticker. This was just pure retaliation. And you can see that to prove that, you have to go into the weeds and nail these people down like happened here. All right, so here's step 2 of the scam that not only happened to DJ on this occasion, but happens all over the country every day. The scam is that cops bring a drug-sniffing dog to the scene. What they need to search your vehicle is probable cause. The courts have said that if this trained drug-sniffing dog circles your car and signals that there's narcotics in the car, that is probable cause to then search the inside of your car. This is what they want to do. And as you'll see, they're not going to take no for an answer from the drug-sniffing dog.
Well, see, he was shaking horrible. So I was like, anything illegal in the car? I said, do you have anything illegal on you? And I was like, okay. You have anything illegal in the car?
No. You got anything illegal on you?
I was like, anything illegal in the car? I said, do you have anything illegal on you?
What's up, Cole? Can we get a canine sniff, please?
Yeah. What's that?
You want them closed?
Oh, close them. I thought you said open them.
All right, here comes the drug dog. Notice that the dog is not at all interested in DJ's car. In fact, he's running towards the police car. But after the dog shows little interest, you see how the scam operates. The handler whistles at him and basically pulls him to the passenger side door where they know DJ's backpack is sitting on the seat. They've just had the doors open, so the smell's wafting around. Finally, the handler just has to tap on the car and signal to the dog that he's supposed to do something. Then the dog signals, which presumably is sitting. And then he's given a treat for doing so. Clearly, the dog was responding to that and didn't smell anything in DJ's car because there wasn't really anything in there. Though that didn't stop the cops. The supervisor, the lieutenant, sees what's happening, that the dog is not interested. He knows what comes next, and so he turns away so his body cam does not capture what happens. The rookie, only on the job 3 months, just stares right at it, and we get to see what actually happened. And of course, that didn't make it into the report either. Then the lieutenant, who perhaps wisely wasn't looking when the dog, quote unquote, alerted, went over to DJ and says, yeah, well, you probably saw that the dog alerted. What are we going to find in your car? DJ's confident that they're not going to find any narcotics in his car. And DJ calls them out on the fake dog alert.
I'm sure you just saw the dog. So the dog gave a positive alert for
I
presence of
saw
drugs
him
in the car?
tap up there, but there's nothing illegal. I've never done drugs in my life.
There's
so,
nothing illegal? Okay.
No.
All right. Now it'd be time to tell us if there was.
No, there's definitely not.
Okay.
Now, with their supposed probable cause, they completely toss DJ's car. The lieutenant himself searches through all of the contents of DJ's backpack, which he's been carrying around for a long period of time. It just has all sorts of stuff in it. It has all his medications. It has past medications. It has over-the-counter stuff in it. And the goal is to not even just find something illegal, just something that they can say looked illegal so that they can arrest and prosecute DJ as some sort of drug dealer. It doesn't matter if you end up beating the charges. It's about putting you through the process. That is the punishment.
Haven't seen one of these little shit boxes for a while. I got your bag searched.
So the lieutenant is searching through this bag. The officer standing in front of him is the canine handler. And now there's a discussion regarding the canine alert scam. This sounds an awful lot like me to an admission that it was a scam. There was no alert. That's why they're laughing about it.
I said, canine in the car. He's like, yeah, I saw him tap up there. I'm like, bitch, shut up.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. P525. Pack in. So where's the powder? Right here. Appreciate that.
You are testing all these, or are you sending them out?
We might actually get the.
Like
yeah, I might get task force to come down here with their thing before we send it off.
And that's what they did during the arrest processing, is they had the drug task force come and do field testing on whatever suspicious substances they found in this backpack full of stuff. Nothing tested positive for being narcotics or anything illegal. They still ended up sending some of it away to the West Virginia State Police State Drug Lab. None of it, of what they sent, tested positive for anything illegal. They said they found some marijuana tar. They never bothered to test that. To make a long story short, there was no proof that there was anything illegal in that car, yet they arrested him, took him to jail, all that, and charged him with basically being a drug dealer. Not only that, but intent to deliver. I mean, they threw everything at him that they could. He had nothing illegal. When the results came back, the prosecutors dropped all of the drug charges, and ultimately the obstruction charge was dropped as well because it was completely bogus, as evidenced by the video footage. So remember, just because you did nothing illegal, that does not mean that the cops cannot arrest you and cannot treat you like a criminal and cannot drag you through the criminal justice system where months, maybe years later, your case gets dropped when drug tests finally come back. Well, it looked like drugs. However, we didn't know. We're not scientists. And it's just unfortunate that DJ had to go through this. when all he did was not have a valid current inspection sticker on this crappy little farm car that he was using to go get feed for his animals. His only real crime was questioning the authority of this police officer who's been on the job for like 3 months, and he was working at Chick-fil-A before this. Like, I kid you not. And now he doesn't even work for the same police department. He's been hired by the West Virginia State Police. So go watch both of my last videos, both of which have to do with the West Virginia State Police. And I think you'll see how you get these problems. You get these sorts of people who are tyrants from a young age. So we filed a lawsuit. We made it through most of the discovery stage. We've taken depositions. Next, there will be dispositive motions to the court. If you want to follow along, subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Follow me on Twitter at JohnBryanESQ. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments about the drug dog. Did that look like an alert to you? Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.